Oh. Well, I just got my RedHead steering gear back from RedHead steering gear. So fortunately, there is good news on the steering gear front. So you guys have already seen me do a complete overhaul on the 95 Suburban. I replaced everything. One of those things was the RedHead steering, well, it was the steering gear, which I opted to go through RedHead for that. So the last time you saw me talking about this issue was when I was actually removing my brand new RedHead steering gear from the 95. It had developed a pretty substantial leak. So bad that I couldn't even drive the truck. It was just pouring out of the top red cap. I got some footage of that, which was really good because I was able to send that into RedHead, you know, as well as just the normal communications. They were able to see that. I sent the gear back to them with the understanding that there's probably going to be a little bit of a charge. I think it was said to be somewhere around like an hour's worth of time, like 70 bucks or something like that, 60 or 70 bucks. So just a few days after they received the gear, I got a voicemail, and what they told me was they found an anomaly, like basically an error with that top cap, with the sealing surface of that top cap. So they were able to completely repair it and send it back right away with zero charge. I am stoked about that. Not that I would have been irritated or anything with the very small fee that they were going to charge me, but I just love when a company goes, hey, you know what? That shouldn't have been like that when we sent that out. So we're just gonna go ahead and replace that, no charge. That's what companies should do. You know why? Because now I will go back to them. I know they stand behind their product. Anyways, this is my same gear. It's back. They said they tested it. There are no leaks, so I am stoked about that. And there's the 95 just waiting to get this gear back in so you can get back on the road. Okay. I have to get this Pitman Arm, this kryptonite Pitman Arm back on here. This thing is massive. I could not believe that I was able to get this thing off from under the truck with just a puller and a hammer. Let's get this thing on here. And that's it, we're done. Just kidding. The output shaft here is got the flat face up, which should mean that it's centered. This output shaft here is also splined in such a way, the same thing as this, is that this can only go on one way. It's not like you can put it off one tooth. There's an extra flat spot on 4 corners there, so it can only go on one way. Although you could put it on, you know, 90 degrees or 180 degrees wrong. In this case, we're going on this way. Now there's a giant lock washer and nut that needs to be put on as well. And the nut on this thing is a 33 millimeter. This is certainly not going to be easy. I remember last time this was very difficult to get this thing torqued. I believe the spec is 185 foot-pounds. My torque wrench goes to 150. Wow. Just like that, maybe. Oh gosh, that hurts. You know what they say? If all else fails, use a welding glove. Woo! Holy smokes. Okay, so the nut is perfectly flat. You see that? I wonder if that's good enough. What I'm gonna do is try to get this thing installed in the truck. Maybe once it's there, bolt it in, I'll have access to this bolt and I can tighten it some more. Okay, you know what? Let's go face down. I wonder what this thing weighs. Definitely a lot. Don't drop it. Believe it or not, it is going in. I was able to get it in by sliding the back of it down first and then the Pitman Arm, so I don't know, it just seemed to line up that way. Oh, why do I love this? I don't know. I just spent the last couple of hours installing this power steering gear, making sure everything was right, and everything, every bolt is tight, everything is connected. I've even put in a little power steering fluid. I'm gonna go ahead and start the truck, and then I'm gonna top off the power steering fluid. So let's hope that there are no leaks. We are rolling. If you take a look down here, right behind that bolt, There is no power steering fluid leaking. Now we still are up on jack stands. I haven't really put any pressure on this system, you know, being down on the ground, turning the wheel or anything. But so far, so good. The truck is finally on its own wheels again. This feels really good. I got in that seat and I couldn't believe how comfortable the seat was. It's been a while. I think it's been over a month since I started this project, ripping this steering gear out, sending it off, getting it back, and then it's been a while since I got it back, since I've been able to get in the shop and work on this thing. So it's been a while. Sounds really good. I already checked the oil to make sure that was good. Our levels are good and the oil is clear still, so this has a fresh oil change. I also checked my power steering fluid levels and those are good as well. I just let the truck idle for a long time here in the driveway. I kind of drove it around in here, turning the steering wheel and stuff, and there are no leaks so far. I have to run a few errands, return some used oil and whatnot, so this will be a good test to see and make sure that that power steering gear is not gonna leak. I don't think it is. Well, I'm back from my errands. I returned my used oil. I drove all around. It's really hot. It's like over 90 degrees today. And so I was really able to work out that steering system, you know, obviously turning every which way. So let's take one last look and see if anything is leaking at all. Okay, there's the gear. And just by my eyes, I don't see anything leaking at all. All right, just to quickly wrap all of this up. So I took some video and pictures, sent them into RedHead, and they basically said, yeah, we're gonna stand behind this, you know, but we're gonna charge you an hour of labor, which I was totally fine with because I was just outside the warranty. But hey, the warranty's 12 months. I was like, I don't even remember. It was like 13 or 14 months, something like that. But there was no miles on this thing. I rarely drive this truck. So I let them know all of that. I sent the gear in per their instructions and they took a look at it and basically got back with me and said, they left a voicemail and said, hey, we found a problem with that top cap. There was an inconsistency there which was allowing fluid to pass by that gasket. So they basically took care of the whole thing. I didn't have to pay anything, which was great. They warrantied the work, which is awesome. That's exactly what I was really hoping for, and they did it. I didn't even ask that. I was totally prepared to pay the 70 bucks, I think, or whatever it was, for the work that had to be done to it. Now I've installed the gear, I've driven it around just for this one day for about an hour, and so far I don't see any leaks. Everything is good. So I guess for this video, we're done. We had a problem, we got it fixed, we're reinstalled, and now there is no problem anymore. Thank you, RedHead steering gears. That gear is awesome. By the way, this video is not sponsored whatsoever. I know some of you are gonna think it is, it's not. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It really helps not only this video, but the channel as a whole. And also, if you've watched this far and you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing. I'm Jimmy for One Road, and I will see you in the next one.